Hi, and welcome back to my channel, Good Effort Meg. Today I'm working on part 2 of the pirate shirts. So that is working on my shirt. We finished Anthony's shirt in the last video. So if you want to see how that all came together, be sure to go check that one out. All of the materials that I used for this project are listed in that previous video as well. Everything used to make my shirt I found at a thrift store. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this video and if you want to see more of this. And without further ado, let's get crafting. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on my pirate shirt. And to avoid the mistake that I made on Anthony's shirt, I added an F for front and a B for back for these panels so I don't get those confused. And the very first step is to pin on the sleeves to both the front and the back. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, so the next step is to stitch along these arm seams that we just pinned together. And then we're gonna add a gathering stitch all the way around the top. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So now we're just gonna add a stay stitch to both the front yoke and the back yoke. And that just kind of keeps everything in its place. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So the next step is to pin this yoke onto the shirt. So now I am going to stitch all the way around. Alright, so now we're going to work on the ruffle. So I'm just going to stitch along all sides except for the notched edge. Now I'm going to trim the seam and the corners and then turn it right side out, press it, and then we're going to add a gather stitch to this end. Okay, so I just pinned the ruffle onto the top of the yoke. So you can see this is where we'll be splitting down the front of the shirt. I'm just gonna baste this into place so I can take the pins out. Okay, so the next part is to connect both this piece and this piece by putting it right sides together, and we'll stitch them together. Okay, now with this finished piece, I'm just going to finish the edge all the way around. Alright, so now we're going to pin this to the rest of the shirt and stitch it on. And this line here, this is where we'll eventually cut to open up the front of the shirt. So now that we've pinned on this front facing piece, we're gonna baste down the center line here, and then we're going to stitch along to this dot and then all around the neck and then down this dot. So now I'm going to cut down this center line basically to this point down here, and then we're going to press the seams and then close everything in. And now I'm gonna press everything in, press these seams towards the facing, and then just like we did on the previous shirt, basically all of this is gonna be tucked inside like this. So it's gonna create like a nice V-neck, and yeah, everything will be tucked away. It'll look really nice. So I've been finagling with this facing that I just put in, and it really wants to like flip up. So what I think I'm gonna do is stitch everything down like that and all the way through. So similar to Anthony's shirt, this will have like a little stitch that'll go all the way around. It won't be as clean, but I think it will make the facing sit down a little bit better than it currently is. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, so next I'm gonna add some single fold bias tape to this line on the sleeve. And essentially that's gonna make like a little tunnel thing that we can put some elastic into to pull like the sleeve around my wrist. This is the single fold bias tape that I used. Again, I got this from my thrift store and I just pinned it on just like that. So we'll stitch the top of it and the bottom of it. So the next step is to feed a piece of elastic through this casing that we just sewed on. I put elastic in both ends of the casing using a safety pin, and I just added these clips so that way it wouldn't snap back in. The next bit is once we figure out what size we want the elastic to be, we're just gonna stitch across the casing there. Now I'm just gonna hem the sleeves just by rolling that over and that over again, and then just straight stitch across. Okay, now we're almost done. We are going to stitch the sides together and up under the arms. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that all the way around. All right, since we sewed all the sides together, next we're gonna add a narrow hem here to the bottom of the shirt, just like what we did on Anthony's shirt, and then hem the bottom, and then she'll be done. So I'm really happy with the way that my shirt came out. I think that overall the project went a bit smoother than Anthony's did. I was able to apply some of the lessons learned from Anthony's shirt into mine, which made the whole process a lot easier. I hope you guys enjoyed watching these shirts come together, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!